I hear the furniture in the dining room is biting great this season. Catch anything yet?
No, but I'm sure going to catch something next Saturday. You waiting to see the expression of Mr. Honeywell's face when I win the trophy for catching the biggest fish 3 years in a row.
You know, Dad, he is your boss. Suppose he just happened to find something for you to do to keep you from going so you couldn't beat him.
I'm way ahead of you. Inter-office memo dated 3 months ago.
To Vern Albright from George Honeywell. Relative your request for guarantee of weekend off 3 months from this date. In spite of my failure to understand why you would make such a request so far in advance, it is nevertheless agreeable with me. Signed, George Honeywell. You tricked him.
Exactly. And oh boy, he was really burned up when I won the trophy again last year. I wasn't taking any chances. I want to show you a big fish I'm going to land one of these days. That's Carl Garris, president of the Bay Aire Anglers Club and president of the Garris Aluminum Corporation. I've been talking to him, and one of these days I'm going to whip up a little fishing party with him and land his account.
That's very interesting, but you've got to get to work. Oh, just a second, Dad. I want to ask you about something. Gee, that's a coincidence. Just happens to be right here.
What did you want to ask me?
Could I have this made into a stole?
It just happened that it was in the hall closet instead of your own closet where you always keep it. Now, you have a very nice allowance. Any questions? Goodbye, dear.
Morning, all right.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Honeywell. What's all this?
I thought you'd be surprised. All right, you hadn't mentioned it, so I knew you'd forgotten it. Listen, all right, come Saturday, your old boss is going to be up at Lake Pilgrim, Vermont. And this year, I'm going to win the trophy.
What makes you think you're going to win? I'm going to be there, too, you know.
Sorry, boy, I forgot to tell you. Some new contracts are coming over on one of Mrs. Stegmuller's accounts Saturday. You'll have to stay and sign them. I'm very sorry, my boy.
Just like Margie said. Okay, here's a little surprise for you.
But Todd's away. Somebody's got to be here to take care of the Stegmuller contracts.
Exactly, and you have such a pretty signature.
Now listen, all right. If you don't stay here this weekend,
I've got work to do. Everybody picks on me, not only here but at home. I bought Margie a nice fur coat hardly a year ago, and now she wants me to pay for making it into a stole.
Margie wants a stole?
Now, don't start needling me about that.
That Margie's a pretty smart girl. Yeah, a pretty smart girl.
Why so interested in Margie all of a sudden?
Nothing, all right. I've decided you're right, and I'm wrong. Good fishing this weekend.
Mr. Honeywell.
Hello, Margie, my dear. Your dad tells me he wants your fur made into a stole. Is that right?
That's right.
Well, never let it be said that old George Honeywell doesn't come through in a pinch. I'll take care of your stole.
Huh?
In fact, I'll buy you a brand new stole. Mink.
I hate to be repetitious, but... Huh?
You heard me, Margie. All I want you to do is one small favor for your dad's old boss.
What kind of a dirty trick do you want me to play on my father?
Margie, how can you accuse me of such a thing?
Okay, I apologize. Now, what's the dirty trick you want me to play?
It isn't a dirty trick at all, Margie. I want you to figure a way to keep him in town this weekend.
Oh, I see. You want me to keep him in town so you can win the fishing trophy.
Not at all. There are some papers that have got to be signed.
Margie!
That's Freddie Wilson. Come in. I won't do it.
Oh, please, Margie. You don't know how much I've counted on this weekend.
Hi, Margie. Hi, Mr. Honeywell.
I couldn't do a thing like that against my father. He's counting on this weekend, too.
You didn't let me finish. The stole is only part of my offer. Don't you think a whole week off is better than just a weekend?
A whole week off?
In exchange for one little weekend?
What are you talking about?
Dad already has 3 of those trophies. He doesn't need another one.
That's exactly the way I feel about it.
What are you talking about?
He's been working hard. A whole week off would be wonderful for him.
I don't care how you do it. The sky's the limit. Just keep him in town.
Keep who in town?
It's a deal. This isn't against him, it's for him.
Thanks, Margie, and the sooner you start, the better. You can get him to do almost anything. Good luck.
Well, what'll I do?
What were you talking about?
That man at the Anglers Club. Carl Garris. Freddie, if my father had a Saturday appointment with such an important potential client as Carl Garris, he couldn't go out of town. Hey, stick around. I may need your help. Now, we'll wait till noon when Dad's out to lunch. Good idea?
Oh, swell idea. If this doesn't work, I don't know what will.
I'll be right back. I have to finish making the beds.
Would I help her do something? I don't know what it is. Ignorance is bliss, but I'm ridiculous.
Anything else, Mr. Garris?
I'll go to lunch first. We'll finish this afternoon.
Yes, sir. Hello, Mr. Garris's office. This is Mr. Albright's secretary, Vern Albright of Honeywell and Todd. I'm calling to confirm Mr. Albright's appointment with Mr. Garris for Saturday afternoon at 3. Thank you. I'll confirm it with Mr. Garris. Bye. That was Mr. Albright's secretary, to confirm your appointment with him for Saturday afternoon at 3.
Saturday afternoon? Did you make the appointment?
No, sir. Apparently you made it yourself, but it isn't on your calendar.
Well, I can't remember making a date with Albright.
Maybe you forgot to write it down.
I planned on going up to Vermont Saturday to the big fishing tournament. This is the first year I've ever been able to make it. I certainly don't remember making an appointment. Look, whatever it is he has to talk to me about can be taken care of today. I'll drop in on him right after lunch and get the whole thing straightened out. Then Saturday, Vermont.
Freddie, let go.
No, you're going to stop this thing right now. You're not going to call your father's secretary.
Give me that phone.
Oh, all right, Margie, but I'm warning you, it'll only get you into trouble.
We'll keep my father in town this weekend and give him a full week's vacation. That's what it'll do.
Hello?
This is Mr. Carl Garris, secretary. I'm calling to confirm his appointment with Mr. Albright for Saturday afternoon at 3.
Saturday afternoon?
That's right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Goodbye. Oh, Mr. Albright, Mr. Garrett's secretary just called.
Carl Garris, what does he want? Saturday afternoon?
I don't have it on your calendar.
I don't remember making any appointment with Garris for Saturday.
Wonderful, Margie, wonderful. I'll sort of help things along.
But Garris can't do this to me. Maybe I did make the appointment, but I don't remember it. Betty, this may be a little underhanded, but you didn't give it to me. You forgot, understand?
I think so.
And don't let on to Mr. Honeywell.
All right.
Oh, hi, Mr. Honeywell. Did you have a nice lunch?
Fine, boy, fine. Did you get the message from Mr. Garris?
Yes, but how did you know?
Well, the secretary called me first, and then I transferred the call out to Betty. I'm proud of you, my boy, proud, putting business ahead of pleasure.
But I want to go fishing Saturday.
Hello, Albright. Hello, Mr. Honeywell.
Nice to see you again, Mr. Garris.
Good to see you anytime, Mr. Garris.
Let's go in my office.
Yeah. All right. I came to see you about that appointment Saturday.
Oh, yes, of course. Our appointment.
I thought maybe we could discuss the matter today. No use carrying it over until Saturday.
Splendid idea.
All right, you have other things lined up for this afternoon.
I want to take care of Mr. Garris right now. This is a very important matter.
By the way, Albright, what was it you wanted to talk to me about?
Don't you remember? It was your idea.
No. I remember distinctly it was your idea. You made the appointment with me.
I did? Oh, yes, of course. I said I wanted to discuss a thing with you.
Now, just what thing was it?
Well, don't you remember the thing you said it sounded very interesting?
Oh, yes, that thing. Very interesting. Anything new on it?
Oh, no, it's just the same.
Good.
I'm very happy about it, too.
There for a while, I was a little worried about it.
Me, too, but it's coming along fine.
Good.
Yes, isn't it, though?
Very. Well, gentlemen, it's easy to see that neither one of you is going to say very much about this thing, one way or the other, until Saturday. Now, Mr. Garris, if you will just keep this appointment with Albright Saturday, everything will be fine. This thing we're talking about is important, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it must be.
Mr. Garris, as a fellow fisherman, you'll be interested to know that I'm going up to the tournament Saturday, and I'll catch a whopper just for you.
Mr. Honeywell, I'm so glad you brought up the subject of fishing, especially the tournament. I'd love to go.
Well, Mr. Garris, you, Albright, Saturday.
Albright, I'm throwing myself on your mercy. I made the appointment with you. I distinctly remember I called you.
You did?
Yes, but frankly, I'd rather go to the tournament Saturday. Would you forgive me and postpone our meeting until, say, Monday?
Would I? You've never dealt with such an understanding person. I'll see you Monday and good fishing.
Yeah, but gentlemen, let's reconsider.
Thank you, Albright. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Garris, you, Saturday, the thing. Don't forget the thing.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Gosh, Mr. Honeywell, how can I ever thank you? If you hadn't reminded him of the fishing tournament, I'd have been dead.
Me and my big fat blabbermouth.
Hello?
I've been calling for an hour.
Oh, Freddie and I have been downtown looking at stoves.
It didn't work. Your father is still going fishing. That Garris is such a nut on fishing, he's going up there, too. Time's running out, Margie. You better think of something fast.
All right, Mr. Honeywell, I'll try. Bye.
Well, I take it something did go wrong, just as I predicted. Trouble.
There's no trouble. It just didn't work. Oh, why can't Dad and Mr. Garris go fishing someplace right close to home Saturday? Then Dad could be here to sign those papers for Mr. Honeywell. Freddie, I just said it.
As usual, I'm lost. What did you just say?
I'll make Mr. Garris think Dad knows a fisherman's paradise no more than an hour from New York.
What'll that do?
Well, with what I have in mind, if Dad even tries to go to Vermont, Mr. Garris will think he's just a cover-up for the real thing.
Oh, Margie, this one really sounds drastic.
Freddie.
I'll see you in Alcatraz.
Freddie.
I'm not in it.
But I'm going to need your help. Oh, please say you'll help me.
Absolutely and positively, no.
Freddie, you haven't kissed me for a long time.
Well, I hope we get adjoining cells.
There he is.
Table for two?
We'd like that table, please, for sentimental reasons.
Of course.
Okay, Freddie, and give it a little class.
I say, Cynthia, I do wish I could break down this fellow Albright. Very exasperating.
Albright, Jeffrey. Oh, you mean Vernon Albright, the gentleman who works for those investment people.
Yes, that's the chap. I've learned from sources of my own that Albright has a secret fishing paradise.
Fishing paradise? Is that important?
Well, it is to a fishing bug like me. Wherever this place is, Albright catches at least a dozen fish every time he goes there. And I've never heard of one being less than 3 feet long. And another point that makes the whole thing so exasperating is that this place, this paradise, is not more than an hour from New York. 3 feet long. 1 hour from New York. Waiter!
Is there something wrong, sir? No, not a thing. I have to leave right away.
Sorry.
Boy, did he take the bait.
Your order, please.
Oh, no, thanks. We've already had dinner.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Honeywell, how does that check?
It's all right. Now let's get to a restaurant. I'm starved.
Well, working late, eh? I'd hoped I'd find you here when no one answered your phone at home. Albright, I like you.
Well, thanks, Mr. Garris. I like you, too.
Yes, sir. We're real pals, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
And real pals never hold out on each other, do they?
Well, no, naturally.
Good. Now that we understand each other, come on, pal. Tell me, where is it?
It?
Well, let me put it this way. Only 1 hour from New York. Does that ring a bell?
You couldn't mean Philadelphia.
No. Let me give you another hint. 3 feet long. Couldn't be Philadelphia. Philadelphia is at least 4 feet long. Playing it cagey, eh? Well, I overheard Jeffrey talking about it.
Jeffrey? Who's Jeffrey?
Now, look, Albright, we've stalled long enough. As a pal, I demand to know where your secret fishing place is.
My secret fishing place?
Yes, where you catch fish 3 feet long, at least a dozen at a time, and only 1 hour from New York. Now, tell me, where is it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Albright, have you been holding out on me?
Mr. Honeywell, I swear I don't know what he's talking about.
Very well, Mr. Vernon Albright. You can forget about Carl Garris and the account you might have landed.
So, you got a place like that and you wouldn't let me in on it. You can eat dinner by yourself.
Mr. Garris, I give you my word, I don't know what you're talking about.
Albright, I heard that young man and girl as clearly as I hear you now.
Young girl?
Still playing innocent, eh?
But please, Mr. Garris.
You can keep your secret, but forget about me.
He's gone. Come on, we've got to put Mr. Honeywell wise. We don't know if Dad's left yet.
Margie, Freddie.
Wait till you hear what we've got to tell you.
So that's why Garris was here. Margie, I've got to hand it to you.
Don't forget our deal, Mr. Honeywell. I get a mink stole and Dad gets a week off, just as long as he stays in town for the weekend.
I won't forget. We better keep our voices down. I'll see if your father's left.
I realize it's late, but could you phony up a picture for me while I wait?
Phony? What do you mean?
Well, here's a picture out of a magazine. And I want you to take the head off of this man and put it on the man holding the fish. Oh, it's just a gag.
Well, sure, I can do it, but I got to rephotograph them and make a composite, and that'll take a little time.
I'll give you $20 extra for a rush job.
I'll have it for you at 9 in the morning, okay?
Swell.
What's the idea? What'd you call me in here for? What are we waiting for?
Yes?
Mr. Garris is here.
Good. Send him right in.
All right, Albright. What is this important news you have for me?
Mr. Garris, I've learned the truth.
What are you talking about?
The truth about you. I don't know where it is, but I know it's a fact. He wanted to keep that fishing place such a secret that every time he mentioned it, he used my name. That's why you thought it was me. I think this will vindicate me.
Very nice.
I remember this.
Mr. Honeywell, I'll give you 2 seconds to tell me where you caught those, or this will be the last you'll ever see of me. And I guarantee you'll never handle my account.
Why, that is, All right, what are you trying to do?
Mr. Honeywell, come on. Tell Mr. Garris where your secret fishing place is.
Mr. Albright, Mr. Honeywell, the day the two of you, or one of you, whichever it is, decides to tell me where I can catch fish like that, and only 1 hour from the city, let me hear from you.
Mr. Garris, wait.
Goodbye.
I didn't mean to get him so sore. I was just going to tell him...
I wish somebody'd tell me where I caught those.
Oh, Mr. Honeywell, I've got to explain something to you. You see, last night when Margie and...
Sorry, Mr. Garris. I didn't mean any harm. I was just trying to help my dad. But now Mr. Honeywell's so furious, he says Dad's through as soon as their contract expires next month.
Just a great big gag. You know what I've been doing for the past 48 hours? I have measured every spot on this map within an hour from New York. I've even measured mosquito swamps and back alley mud puddles.
I'm sorry, Mr. Garris, but it was my fault, not my dad's. Oh, please make everything all right with Mr. Honeywell.
You're pretty good at thinking things up. Now, if you could come up with a way so that I could get the last and even bigger laugh.
You mean you'd make everything all right if you could top my father and Mr. Honeywell?
Actually, this has been pretty funny. But I don't like being the goat.
But how could you top them? This is all about fish, and the only thing I know about fish is what I see in the fish market. Fish market!
You have an idea?
Boy, are you going to have the last laugh.
Honeywell. All right. Well, gentlemen, don't look so startled. The reason I asked you to meet me here is because I want you to meet a very happy man. No hard feelings. And your deal with me is as good as in the bag.
Did you hear that, Mr. Honeywell?
I sure did. You see, your secret fishing place is no longer a secret to Carl Garris.
You found it?
I don't know how you could have found it. Well, you don't know Carl Garris. Come, I'll show you. Don't you worry, gentlemen. I'll never tell another soul about Caribbean Cove. That'll be our little secret. Let the nitwits go up to Vermont Saturday. I guess we know where we'll be. Goodbye, gentlemen.
Caribbean Cove?
Caribbean Cove? Paradise. All I've caught is an old tire.
Oh, what are you griping about? All I've caught is an old corset. It's not even my size.
Where the deuce are all the fish anyway?
I've got a bite! I've got a bite! It feels like a big one. Oh, Mr. Honeywell, I've done it again. I was cinched to win first prize with this baby.
Wait a minute. There's a note on his tail.
Compliments of Crunchmeyer's Fish Market. From one poor fish to another.
Hi, Dad. What's new? Isn't it beautiful, Dad? And remember, you get a whole week off.
Think you're pretty smart, don't you?
Well, Dad, you've got to admit it was pretty funny. If you could have seen Mr. Honeywell's face looking down over that pier.
Yeah, I'll bet that old goat looked pretty stupid. Me too. Well, that's my little Margie.